would find interesting. Here, there was talk about limiting Sprint Cup drivers driving in the Xfinity Series and the Camping World Truck Series, because a lot of fans saying, kind of complaining that there's too many Cup drivers out there, and it makes things a little crazy now, because now you have the chase format. So here's some news that broke this week. New guidelines were announced that will limit the number of NASCAR Xfinity Series and Camping World Truck Series races that Sprint Cup drivers can participate in. Also known as the Premier Series, which I found interesting because this article put down Premier Series. Now, don't forget that Sprint Cup after this year is not going to be the Sprint Cup. It's going to be called something else. Don't know what it is. All right. And at the moment. So here's the scoop. Starting in 2017, Premier Series drivers, full-time drivers with 5 years experience, full-time experience, will be allowed to only race in 10 races maximum. Maximum of 10 races in both series, Xfinity Series and Camping World Trucks. And here's something. Also, the drivers that were just highlighted, also ineligible to race in the final 8 races of this season in both of those series. And for the Xfinity Series, also these Sprint Cup drivers will be ineligible for the Dash for Cash races, which is kind of a new thing they started doing. If you're familiar with the Dash for Cash, and you got the 2 heat races and the top 2 finishes in the first heat, and then you got the top 2 finishes in the second heat, and then those 4, whoever one of those 4 crosses the line first gets cash. That's what they call it, Dash for Cash. Premier Series drivers who are earning driver points in the Premier Series are also ineligible to race at Homestead for both Xfinity Series and Camping World Truck Series. So that makes things interesting as well. Jim Cassidy, NASCAR Senior Vice President of Racing Operations, says, quote, the update guidelines will elevate the stature of our future stars while also providing them the opportunity to compete against the best in professional motorsports. These updated guidelines are the result of a collaborative effort involving the entire industry and will ultimately better showcase the emerging stars of NASCAR. End quote. So there you go. Now, it does say here that Premier Series drivers that are not declaring points. So if you're driving the Sprint Cup Series but you're not declaring points in the Sprint Cup Series, then you can still go and you will be able to race in Xfinity and Camping World Trucks. So it should be interesting. So only 10 races. I mean, you know, and it usually is about the same amount of Xfinity Series races as Sprint Cup races. So probably a little bit less, I think. But and the Camping World Trucks, you only get like 20-something races with the Camping World Truck Series. So should be interesting there. Plus, it does make things, I think I mentioned this before, but, it makes things a little crazy for the Xfinity Series drivers because you do have that chase now format, and now you are going to have drivers in there that need to get a win to get in it. Maybe they don't have enough points to get up over that, get far enough away from the cut line. So a win will help get him in, but it kind of messes things up when you got a Sprint Cup driver out there that's not declaring points in the Sprint Cup in the other 2 series, comes in for the win, so that does kind of mess things up a little bit. All right, what else we got for you today? I told you we got a lot of good stuff. We always have good stuff to talk about here. So look out for the 44 car on Sunday at Martinsville. The Richard Petty Motorsports 44 Ford will be sporting the American Red Cross logo on the hood, along with a phone number to call or text to make donations for Hurricane Matthew relief. The American Red Cross has provided snacks and meals for 1.3 million people so far since the storm hit. In addition, provided overnight shelter for close to 100,000. Article on Fox Sports. Richard Petty says, quote, with the significance that Hurricane Matthew had on the Carolinas, Virginia, and really all the southeast coast, we know it was extremely important to give back to our community. Hurricane Matthews also affected Florida, Haiti, which is still crazy down there. And Carolina got some massive flooding. So keep a lookout for the 44. And since we're going to be on a short track, it'll be easy. You should be able to spot it pretty quick. And of course, Brian Scott, driver of the 44, who finished in second last week at Talladega. So some good stuff there. Also look for the 71 truck on Saturday with Camping World Truck Series. The 71 truck will be driven by Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's first time racing in the Truck Series in 3 years. So that's the number 71. Some short track truck racing from Martinsville this weekend. All right, and that brings us to our next round of business. There's a lot of stuff banging around here, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. There's like 10,000 things going on at once right here, but I love it. And this mic that we have here is super sensitive. And it's a nice little mic. And I gotta tell you, I'm like so far away from the mic. If you were to see how far from the mic I am right now, just so, because if I get too close to it, then it, but it's a really cool microphone. I think I told you about the Blue Yeti. It's pretty neat, man, for those starting podcasting or internet or all that stuff. It costs like $150, and then I got the warranty on it. So, you can set it up. You could have two people talking at the same time. It goes bi-directional. You can get the whole room. Right now, I got it one way, so because I'm standing right here, and it's a really cool little mic, man. I love it. Great addition to here at Motorsports Radio and Community Radio, because we have it's Community Radio and Motorsports Radio all coming up from the same spot, so that's what we're doing at the moment. All right, so let's get into some business here. This upcoming weekend, we got some more racing coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, NASCAR goes from super speedway racing last week to short track racing and possible short tempers. I gotta say, the one thing about this year in this chase that so far no tempers have really popped off. It's kind of been smooth sailing, and, I guess some people might like the post-race drama, some people don't, but still so far no one, nobody's knocking heads. And don't forget, this time at Martinsville, this was when, last year when Matt Kansas put Joe Logano into a wall. Remember that? So far, nothing crazy has happened off track. So there you go. Formula One is heading to Mexico. And now, racing fans, MotorsportsRadio.net presents the official Motorsports Radio's racing schedule. Yes, the moment you've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Martinsville Speedway, home of the Martinsville Hot Dog. They call it the Paperclip, Ridgeway, Virginia. 1/2 mile of asphalt and concrete, 4 turns, bankings at the corners, 12 degrees. And at the straights, it is 0. So here it is. Saturday afternoon, NASCAR Camping World Truck Series racing, Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1 and MRN. And that's going to be for the Texas Roadhouse 200. Presented by Alpha Energy Solution. 200 laps on schedule. And we got a Texas Roadhouse nearby, man. There goes good stuff. Race 1 of the round of 6 for the trucks. All right. Sunday afternoon, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series racing. It's their race 1 of their round of 8. Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And that's going to be on NBCSN and on MRN. And that's for the Goodies Fast Relief 500 with 500 advertised laps. That's 500. It's going to be a long time overtime at the office, and Motorsports Radio will definitely have all our notes and stuff. And then we have on Sunday the round of 19 for the 2016 Formula One circuit, and that's going to be the Gran Premio de Mexico from the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. That's the Mexican Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. 71 laps. Now, the circuit length is 43.04 kilometers and 16 turns. Race distance is 305.354 kilometers. Lap record is 1 minute 20.521 seconds. Nico Rosberg 2015. TV coverage beginning at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC. See, good stuff. So I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. Now, this week we'll have race recaps on Tuesday because Monday I gotta do some. I gotta hand candy out Halloween, and I always get stuck handing out the candy. I don't want to, I don't want to be like a party poople, but So we'll be on Tuesday, same time, 7:25 and 7:45 and 8:05. We'll have 3 shows coming up on Tuesday. That's just for this upcoming week. So I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. This is Manny Allegretta, and check us out at the home of Motorsports Talk at motorsportsradio.net.